Entokwa bi kwaso de mu odene. Entokwa bi kwaso de mu odene. Eno no na say Ministry of Youth and Sports. Any GBC. Ene de ayantam so. Ye bi sam said den esie. Abusua de esie nyina ne say Public Account Committee ekwa setina. Na setina ne mu ena Minister of Sports so da no ya All African Games 13 to 1 yi. Ena da Sam George ja tako bisa say Minister ye de ma mbisa. Mabunu technical boys ya 13th Africa we ya wo mo cover. Yes ye de omuka. Na ntinyenya mia no wo mo atwa ade no coverage no. Mo tua mo ka de. Ana Minister so ho yetua. Sisa na enyenya mia metibia bisa sese na mutua ye. Ana Minister so in excess of $3 million. Hey, na GBC for sana mutade. $3 million. Was in excess of $3 million so bisa mi bisa nyina ne say. Mrantie ne se yentua mo kanti wakan se ye ba hwem na afa ye hwu asem no. Na say wo mu ye nyina na GBC for mpanyifo tie bi. Eno wo de nkrata aba mountain so. Come say Minister. Hey, Minister. Na says can one to man. Yeah. In excess of $3 million. One of the man because ye nya $105,000. Hey, na 3 billion pa ni 105,000 dey kwai dem ne tenten. Ne kwai keto. Na dey ma men kai bin so Office of the Director General, Ghana Broadcasting Corporation. Payments for African Games and to technicians. The management of Ghana Broadcasting Corporation wishes to respond to two statements made at the 20th August 2024 sitting of the Public Accounts Committee as public interest questions which was broadcast live. Per an agreement with the Ministry of Youth and Sports, GBC, as the official broadcasters was to supervise the technical production teams that were to bring into the country their own production equipment and to undertake the production of the African Games. It is important to clear that GBC was official broadcaster but not responsible for the technical production of the games. The technical production was outsourced as GBC did not have the equipment to produce the games. The following organizations were responsible for the technical production. 1. PGS. 2. Quality Media Production SL. 3. The Production Room. Of the total payment made for the games, GBC was only entitled to $105,000. Therefore, the statement that GBC was paid an excess of $3 million comes as a surprise. The Honorable Samuel Nete George, member and MP for Ningo Pram Pram, also stated that most of the technicians who worked on the African Games have still not been paid. GBC wishes to put on record that there are no outstanding payments to local technicians who were engaged by GBC to work on the African Games. All payments to local service providers have effected. GBC staff who were deployed were paid a daily subsistence allowance of 100 Ghana cedis each on location. It should be stressed that only staff who were at Games location were paid. There are no outstanding payments to be effected. Yours faithfully, Professor Nim Al-Hassan, Director General, GBC. Na nwachi na minister say he nkofo we mobile grow obani so. Yeah. Hey, mama so mentwa me de amra na moya sana ngwase enfata mi bonte ase. Etu anu so de ne de aba Ministry of Youth and Sports. Press release clarification on amount paid to the Ghana Broadcasting Corporation for the coverage of the 13th African Games. You assume that we refer to the Public Account Committee sitting on Monday, 19th August 2024, where the Minister for Youth and Sports, Honorable Mustafa Yusuf, led the National Sports Authority and the National Youth Authority, two agencies under the ministry, respond to issues raised by the Auditor General. AI the sitting. The Member of Parliament for the Ngo Pram Pram constituency, Honorable Sam Nete George, asked a public interest question regarding the payment to Ghana Broadcasting Corporation for their production and broadcasting services rendered at the 13th African Games, to which the Honorable Minister responded that GBC was paid in excess of $3 million. The ministry's attention has been drawn to the comments made by the Director General of GBC, stating that they did not receive the said amount. We wish to make the following statement to clarify the issue. A. The Ministry of Youth and Sports, through the local organizing committee, received proposals from various stakeholders for the production and broadcasting rights for 13th African Games. B. Some organizations submitted proposals in excess of $6 million, which the ministry deemed excessive. C. Also, the ministry, in its equal to build local capacity and leave a legacy after the 13th African Games, engaged the GBC to become the official broadcaster for the Games. D. The other reason for the ministry's decision was that GBC's financial quotation for production and transmission was the lowest. E. With the understanding that GBC will use the services of third parties to assist them implement their obligations. The total agreed amount was $3.6 million. F. Subsequently, an agreement was reached between the two institutions, the ministry and GBC. G. For the total amount of $2.5 million was paid directly to GBC in two tranches, $1 million and $1.5 million on the 13th March 2024 and 22nd May 2024 respectively. Another amount of $1 million was paid to the third parties upon the instruction of GBC in accordance with the contract. As a public institution, we are committed to transparency and accountability in the discharge of our mandate. Signed, Honorable Mustafa Yusuf, Minister, Youth and Sports. Na contract na wa mo assign ye no. Ebi wa ha say ya ebedo mo sukọ ni ahwe contract dey pa na kan ye. Enti na sika no wa afa he. GBC so wo mo man $105,000. Minister so otua $3.6 million. GBC edge two tranches, $1 million and $1.5 million. I don't know say match any made no mutu SS kan ma wo mo. And a GBC instructed so mutu $1 million bit na say 100,000 be afa baby because o se an man kan ye 3.6 ne de. Na o se they stated $3.6 million or $3.6 million. Sa no kan. And na what church mu titimu no. So on them say 1 million and then 1.5 and then 1 million later. It's about $3.5 million, not 3.6. But I share I didn't want. And some more kind of say omutia 3.6 million. 3.6 million. But what's the say so?
Maybe no more so GBC forecast.
There be one more so no Ministry so on you be aka but can you 3.6. And na omo calculation no what's the say omo calculation na 3.5.
And so
Adam take.
Well some the GBC forecast. Pay their own calculation.
GBC so omo ni obi aka. Omo age omo sika $105,000.
And I bet you say o hwe na ministry.
Let us say it's can be ayira.
No, the me person me share say. The ministry ni say omo tua GBC ka. First one $1 million. Second one 1.5.
Sir.
And omo san GBC instruct omo say third party no. Omo say $1 million more. Na ministry 3.5. And the ministry so say Mutuya an excess of $3 million. That was $3.6 million. It is a $3.6 million. Now just say 100,000 BDA and is it 100,000 BDA. And that's what no more. Ministry no. It's some demand. It's a ministry demand.
GBC for the anti-sex can away.
I'm on the GBC na sign contract.
I want to say contract no wa na.
And America contract. I'm on the GBC na sign contract no.
You better contract ni aka wan some contract no wa e be di nkomo na. I accept you.
But see. So there was a contract fee It is agreed that GBC would provide a service in an amount of $3,600,000 US.
Exactly.
That is what they agreed per omo contract omo sign.
In fact, utie mu a enkomo no tere se wo mu e ma kwan ma manfo do mo e de buy na 6 million ne nam e doso.
Yes,
yes. Ye ma eye Ghana for no a omo ye adwuma we nso ade we mu no omo gide ye se GBC so mo e be.
Yes.
Enti GBC ene omo ma omo sa akwanya no se mo outsource se bukra mu ntumi nya mo outsource.
Yeah.
Na mo fa ho ensem ne nkrata amra GBC dia ode koye no na 3.6 million. So them.
Yes.
No.
Even including a third party. The third party, omo fans from mama beboa omo.
No GBC chire mu in their letter say.
Yes, sure.
Omo hwe mu no omo capacity omo ntumi.
Omo ntumi nye ni na.
Omo ntumi nye.
Aha.
So them change omo kura akọpa enkrofo bia.
Enkrofo mo
omo list me born na pay me bro so.
Yes.
Omo ebeba beboa omo. Na ohwe contract no a omo sign no a. We say the Ministry of Youth and Sports of Government of the Republic of Ghana, with its head office situated in Accra, acting by its minister, Mr. Mustafa Yusuf, hereinafter referred to as MOS. So your guy name. Which express
that be Minister of Youth.
Youth
and Sports.
MOYS.
Yeah, Minister of Youth and Sports.
Yes. Which expression shall where the contest to requires or admit include its lawful representatives, assigns and successors of the other part, and Ghana Broadcasting Corporation, a statutory corporation established under the laws of Ghana with its offices at Broadcasting House, Kanda, Accra, and whose postal address is P.O. Box GP 1633 Accra, acting by its Director General, Professor Amin Al-Hassan, hereinafter called the GBC, which expression shall where the contest so requires or admit include its successors and assigns of the one part, whereas the Ministry of Youth and Sports is the official host of the 13 African Games. The Ministry of Youth and Sports has appointed GBC as the host broadcaster for the 13 African Games. Under the agreement with the Ministry of Youth and Sports, GBC will provide one dedicated 24-hour channel for the broadcast of the 13 African Games. This agreement witnesses as follows. GBC shall provide services, personnel and equipment needed for the below: broadcast management, live recording and broadcast of event, International Broadcast Center, production of games from all venues as in the attached Appendix A, montages, bumpers, video promos and other relevant creatives for the event, signal distribution. The following services and technical features are also included: the live recording and broadcast of opening and closing ceremonies, 7 to 10 hours of daily super feed for live broadcast and playback, satellite space segment and turnaround, editorial management crew, a 1-hour daily African Games round-up program, provide and manage the team of commentators for the live broadcast. To ensure a world-class broadcast of AG 2023, GBC shall ensure that its teams of reporters and journalists are trained around the broadcast of games. This shall be a legacy of the African Games 2023. Term. This agreement shall be for the period of African Games from 3rd March 2024 to 28th March 2024. Obligations of the party. Fees. It is agreed that GBC will provide services in the amount of $3,600,000. That the Ministry of Youth and Sports is solely responsible for the payment of the service provided. That the Ministry of Youth and Sport will transfer the CD equivalent of the cash component to GBC for payment. That where there arise any differences as a result of foreign exchange conversion in the transfer of the funds from Ministry of Youth and Sports to GBC, Ministry of Youth and Sports will be notified to make up difference. The Ministry of Youth and Sports will provide funding for any incidental cost incurred in the course of the broadcast for the games. Settlement of dispute. The parties shall endeavor to amicably settle any dispute and misunderstanding which may arise in connection with this agreement. In the event of that a parties fail to settle amicably, the party may opt for arbitration, provided, however, that the exercise of the party's option for the arbitration shall be with the written consent of the other party. The arbitration shall be done in accordance with the Alternative Dispute Resolution Act 2010, Act 798, or any statutory modification or reenactment thereof for the time being in force. The place of arbitration shall be Accra, Ghana, and the language of arbitration shall be English. Where a party wishes to commence court proceedings over any claim or matter arising under or in connection with the agreement, each party irrevocably submits to the exclusive jurisdiction of the Commercial Court of Ghana. Applicable law. This agreement shall be governed by the laws of Ghana. Assignment. The Ministry of Youth and Sports shall not assign any benefit or interest hereunder to the third party without the written consent of GBC, and such consent, if given, shall not relieve the Ministry of Youth and Sports from any obligation under the agreement. Notice. Any notice required or permitted under the term of this agreement shall be in writing and shall be sufficiently served, or if delivered by hand or sent by prepared registered mail to the respective parties as follows. In the case of the Ministry of Youth and Sports, name Ministry of Youth and Sports, postal address Ministries, Accra. Attention, Honorable Minister. In the case of GBC, name GBC, postal address PO Box 1633 Accra. Attention, Director General. And Tina agreement no final ewo agreement mu ena makaya amount agreement ya GBC and Ministry of Youth and Sports.
So GBC lawyer SIA and Ministry of Youth and Sports so lawyer SIA they were witnesses. It's not just a binding. Omo ina agya tuma hu say ade ne de krogin from so be nim. Now, so the agreed amount here 3.6 million US dollars. According to Ministry of Youth and Sports, almost also breaking it down. In their letter no. Almost say almost we are 3.5 million US dollars?
3.5.
Yes, so 3.5 million US dollars. So the remaining amount there yen can wase. But so to what extent? And the Director General of GBC, Ebabo Ntebeka say omu receive only 105,000 US dollars.
It's surprising.
Very shocking.
It's surprising.
The difference is too wide.
Too wide.
The difference is absolutely abnormal.
Oh, yeah, say Asabeka Minister Nasa only a bedding coma on church assembly because assembly etwetwe so in fact some judge I say raises so if GBC is claiming say Nesaka only 105,000 US dollars there. Na ensisa ka etre no.
Yes.
Ehemfa na sansisa no. Na GBC Director General na mu and a letter ne buy so omonsa $105,000. And there's no way Wamonsa aka 3.6.
And according to Ministry of
according to agreement, so it's supposed to be 3.6.
In a agreement, the Minister of Youth and Sports, in response to GBC, Director General.
Yes.
Wama dates. All the tranches.
It is can wamutuya saying or say in cities.
Yes.
Was it check? And that's when they paid the money. Director General Nim. And now say sikani tuya munu bibi akoso.
But it's not surprising. I say drink shada and because one in one breath, Ghana already said after Brazil 2014, almost the white paper by said we should not Ghanaian company and I say be state-owned enterprises. Mama yen charge enne and I mama yen negotiation be in dollars.
Oh, but the money international games.
I agree. But you are giving it to a local company, a state-owned company.
It's a foreign force, so you buy.
No problem.
And you buy almost $13. And they allow GBC to also quote what they will take.
I agree.
So therefore, the game itself.
Yes.
Now so dear. But any game organizing per se. But the money was quoted in dollars.
In dollars.
Made in cities.
Yes, mejitum.
And those GBC contracted.
Yes.
Were foreign entities.
No,
you can't charge in cities.
No, I don't dare mammy uncle Hono answer. Because there's a contract between Ministry of Youth and Sports, Ghana, dear. And the Ghana Broadcasting Corporation.
Which is a Ghanaian.
And it's a Ghanaian company.
But GBC stated in their letter, say.
Yes.
They stated categorically.
So there will be a third party. Agreed.
And you cannot outsource in Ghana cities. Because if you do, one shall.
Minister of Youth and Sports in their same contract, Eka say, any difference be a baby.
As in terms of dollar rates.
Yes, they are going to pay.
It means that those who are coming in to work with GBC
do they have
will charge in dollars and not cities.
Do they have any contract with the third party?
They have a contract with GBC.
Simple.
GBC.
GBC is a state-owned company.
JB is not as simple as that.
How?
They have a contract with GBC, and the contract states that they can outsource.
I agree.
And the outsourcing, if they are not here, they will not charge in cities.
No, but yes, yeah.
To charge in cities, however,
GBC or contract any foreign company. So we provide services more. You will negotiate in dollars. A year between war as a Ghanaian company and a foreign company. But Ghanaian company and another Ghanaian ministry. A year negotiation to what extent? Meanwhile, there's a white paper.
It is not, yes, a white paper, maybe as a Ghana. I understand.
After President 2014.
I understand why, but you see, this is not a wholly total thing that was done.
No, I agree. What I've seen.
Just go in and say,
Ministry of Youth and Sports contract between the Ministry of Youth and Sports.
The contract is between GBC.
So,
but it's in the letter, no, in the contract, and even in GBC's letter, also in Ministry's letter,
yes,
they all stated that they were supposed to outsource.
No,
outsourcing was not done.
On any day, outsourcing in any case, the Ministry of Youth and Sports.
Now, and they at the time where we were playing that games.
Now, dollar rates was so
bad. Ukraine were Muguso. And now a dollar is a boy and issue.
I was so bad.
A quanaba, a cost naba, na cost nabakakra, na cost nabakakranti. What GBC and I drain say or quack charge in cities. I know now better.
Yeah.
And I say no now better.
Yeah. It is so now we are also admitting say per Onua kasomo breakdown Ministry of Youth and Sports. And that's what the GBC $100,000.
And your GBC can maybe a scandal. Me and Castle didn't.
Debbie, according to Ministry, let us say what we are 1 million, 1.5.
Ministry say in fact in the contract is supposed to be 3.6.
3.6. And what you are 3.5.
Ministry as what you are 3.5 for Nika.
And I see that all the big 3.6. No, what's your 3.5? It's almost 500,000 in GBC for.
And I have say wedding paying for wedding Komaka. In fact, say be a benyo bia or a lawyer when it comes to contracts like this and how these contracts are or more efforts so a year. A bet me about anti production. Let's say, or bet me a lawyer for a boa momo year contracts. I say ye now on bet me a church what may have Mukan say. Arise through this particular issue.
But even though it requires a law, but this is a plain language.
Wait.
No.
Yeah,
but say Emra no mudi ejuma no. Obi am brichim rano. But payments in the woman no difference in the woman na
eh na obi se ma 100,000.
Say any difference na.
Every class hang mra we kura na ebi ana
Oh no, but I want to release here. I want to release here. So they should come. They should for further explanation. It is required.
Need a better further explanation to this particular issue.
The press releases are not enough.
Eden in Krata Aquaman Public Account Committee at Naso. Edi unkomo. Ena Sam George this unkomo ibai. Na Sam George in Common no crano. And yes, cano say and say no one. No, let's say technicians like Jumano. Yes, and Chia Moka. Ana GBC kyerɛ so wɔn ne obi aka otom. Wɔbɛtu obi aka including wɔn staff. Sika ne yɛde ma wɔn akɔyɛ adwuma 100 Ghana ntika bi yɛ ne baabi.
Wasa so kra ka sɛ ɔmo a local technicians for no.
Wɔn GBC staff na.
100 Ghana. Ɛna foreign technicians no mo de ɔmo buy the third party for no. Yɛ mo 1,000 Ghana cedis.
Wɔbɛtu obi aka.
A day.
1,000
Ghana cedis. 100 cedis. 1,000 Ghana cedis. 900 cedis difference. 900 Ghana cedis difference.
They will charge in dollar. Following one no.
That is the issue.
Yes, Tinka workers should have the same amount.
Cut off point.
The same amount whoever is taking. Whoever came from wherever. Same amount of money given to all technicians. But I didn't know Ukrainian can Ukraine.
Yeah, me say. Yes. Oko other countries, even African countries, and say yeah. Now, because some music na. Who do wo ho no mo make sure so be di awie. Ente sa na say who free ho no mo apia babonten and say who free country ho no mo a. Wan fa nto bibia. Ye ma wo untumi o de be pie.
African country dey o de ba ha wa so be.
Yes, so you will not change it into
airport and what's the
simple.
What's the sign to dollars? And I said
so to understand.
The issue is that say ye cry ye fear. Ni akwa akoye adwuma Togo and Nigeria.
You'll be given in dollars.
You'll be given in dollars.
Yes.
And not just dollars. You will be given according to one more
standard. Yes.
And country be an idea.
Yes.
So country be an idea. And tell you about me Nigeria. Now Sika Obenya the bedroom once is all called London.
Yes.
As a reporter, even if you are traveling with any government agency or even with the president
that is
or
true.
minister,
that is true.
You take according to country, no.
That is true.
But
the difference is too outrageous. Sa na tie ntini ma omo charge that Ghana ni no tie an 100 Ghana cedis. Too outrageous.
Onua 95.1 FM. Yeah,